Under the sun, the fields are alive. Cheering crowds and the teams collide. In these moments, we stand tall and free. First pride runs deep in me. With every touchdown, we rise and we cheer. Unity and spirit, the hardly hear. Raising voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zone to go, football and cheers make our spirits roll. Girls in the game, they're fierce and bright. Flag in hand, they give it their might. From every town they bring their dreams. On this field of gold, nothing's as it seems. Together we shine, together we play. In Florida's heart, we own this day. Raise your voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zones go, football and cheers make our spirits grow. So here's to the game, we'll rise and stand. In Florida's field, ready or die band.
All right, it is that time of the week again. It is time for the Southwest Florida edition of the Blitz. I'm Josh Wilson. That's Christopher Like. How you doing, my man?
I'm okay. Kind of a rough day, but yeah, you know.
Hey, when we get to talk football, it makes a day better. So there you go. I like that. By the way, I got a message for everybody. Mother Nature needs to take a chill pill.
Yep, good game.
Hey, Mark Cannon, how you doing? Emery Smith. Sorry that we're on just a couple minutes delayed here. I had every time I tried to get the mixer board going, it didn't want to go for me. So I don't know what was going on today, but man, it finally clicked. But anyways, yes, I've upgraded the prop here, as you can see here. I should shift over this way. There we go. Yes, Mother Nature should take a chill pill. Yes, I will have my messages to put up during the show here. Uh-oh, Mark Cannon says his cable box is broken. That's not good. Yeah, it's one of those nights. But anyways, we are here. We're gonna actually, Chris, since we got Coach Ingman already on, why don't we flip it around a little bit tonight? Here, we'll get Coach on first, and then we can do our Blitz Lines afterwards and talk about everything. How do you feel about that?
Sounds great to me.
No, absolutely. All right, let's roll into this here, and I'll give me 1 second here. You're gonna see as I go through what's in the. There we go. Back to there. There we go. Oh. There we go. All right, we're gonna bring in Coach Jordan Ingman from Port Charlotte High School and the head of the Pirates football team. Coach, appreciate you taking some time. I know it's the wife's birthday again. Appreciate the wife letting you take a few minutes to talk to us and everything. But, man, y'all are already off to a hot start here and this week and are going into this game at Venice, 3-0 already on the season here. And, boy, oh, boy, it is a big week for y'all. But, Coach, just talk about how the first 3 weeks has gone for y'all here and everything. I know you mentioned to me in the text message y'all been battling weather, and I know that's been every coach's nightmare, it seems like, here for the first few weeks of this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like what everybody's dealing with, in the gym, out of the gym, in the gym, out of the gym. But, as high school football coaches, we're used to that. It's not something to use as an excuse or complain about. You got to make sure you're prepared for it, and the team did a nice job handling those last couple of days.
No, absolutely, Coach. And I mean, just talk about it because because I know it was a bit of an issue for you this year. Y'all were coming into the season looking at only 8 games on the schedule. I mean, talk about with the scheduling, just how difficult that has been for y'all. And I know y'all managed to pick up a 9th game, got Lehigh back on the schedule and everything, but just the scheduling aspect. I mean, you're sitting here thinking, oh, I got my schedule set for the next 2 years. Nope. Some teams decided to take liberty and like we're just not going to play you.
Yeah, it was a rough go there for a little while. Luckily, we picked up Sebring to replace FBA as our 10th game. So we've got a full schedule again, which is what the kids deserve. So that was, credit to Bob Rubio, our athletic director, and a lot of people behind the scenes on getting us back up to 10 games because there was the first week of August, we lost 2 games. Inside the first week, I've never seen anything like it. It was wow. It was a rough week, but we got them back to 10, and we're thankful for that.
No, absolutely.
So you're facing Bennett this week. What's the motivation behind facing Bennett this week, and how are the players handling this week?
Well, last year we finished with, I think it was the 15th toughest schedule in the state. So they've seen really good football teams, and Venice is no different. Venice is a very talented team, and it's going to present a lot of challenges, and going there is always a very big challenge. They're excited to play in the atmosphere. It's a local game, and I think it's one of the only local games that Venice gets to play really outside their district per se. So I think it's going to be an electric atmosphere with two towns that can travel to the game, and it should be a really good environment for both teams. And I know our guys are looking forward to competing against their guys. They're a talented bunch, but our guys have had a great week of preparation, and we'll need another couple of days to prepare real well to get ready for the challenge Friday.
And Coach, last year it was basically one of those barn burner shootout type games. I mean, when you go back and look at last year's film and preparing for this year, obviously, a lot of those guys that Venice had, they're obviously graduated. They moved on, but they just reloaded. Y'all reload too. So I mean, how do you prepare these guys for a potential? This could be either what we saw out of them from last week, a low-scoring affair against Bishop Verot, what the Venice had against them, or could it be what hey, how do you prepare them for? Hey, we could be in for a night of we're going to be in the end zone a lot.
I think momentum in high school football is big, and that comes down to turnovers. So we got to take care of the football and make sure we don't let them get explosive plays, make them earn touchdowns. Because if you turn the football over and you give up explosives, then it turns into one of those type of high-scoring deals where you got to try to score to keep up. So there's no telling how the game's going to go, but we don't really focus on that side. We're so focused on ourselves now. I mean, it's one thing I learned in my career. I know early on I made that mistake as a coach on focusing so much on the opponent, but we're really focused on what we need to control and to try to make sure we do what we need to do to give ourselves a chance to be successful.
No, absolutely. And Coach, talk about Logan Flattery. I mean, he already 12 passing touchdowns this season so far. I mean, the stats are leading towards. I mean, right now he's on pace. He's on pace for All-State the way he's going right now. So just talk about him being able to lead that offense, because I know that's a big thing for y'all.
So Logan's greatest attributes are stuff you can't read in the stat line. He's an elite competitor. What he does off the field is what makes him dynamic. He's a tremendous talent. There's no doubt. And that's obviously helped him achieve some of those stats. But his biggest attribute for the organization is his maturity and his leadership. He holds kids accountable. He's a very hard worker. He stays after practice. He works with the receivers all the time. If you watch him, and Coach Marsh and Coach Bear, they deserve a ton of credit for all the work in the off season. He's making throws before guys come out of breaks, and that's not an accident. The paper asked me that question the other day, and it's a credit to Logan's, work ethic. And he's one of the most mature young men that I've ever coached. And he has not let 1 ounce of the attention in the recruiting cycle or the media attention change him at all. In fact, it's actually, he puts so much pressure on himself. I've had to actually talk to him about just cut it loose, man. You're a great player, and he wants to do well so bad that we're very proud of him. Not just as a player, but as a person. He's he's an incredible leader of our organization.
No, absolutely. And Coach, I mean, you say that about what Flogan, having to go through all that with the with all the attention stuff, but from a team perspective, what do you tell the guys in dealing with these kind of the attention, especially the fact that just how good Port Charlotte has been over the years? How do you tell them, hey, you got to tune out the noise out here, because we at the end of the day, you got to focus on the opponent that's coming up for that week.
That's a really good question, Josh, and it's taken me a lot of years, and I don't think any coach ever has all the right answers for that. But we've got some things we do internally to try to make sure that we never get complacent, that I think's helped us over the year. We have 23 coaches on staff, and all those guys do a great job of coaching their players. And I think that's helped us from a micromanagement standpoint on making sure that every week we're trying to make growth and hold kids accountable to be the best they can be. So I think some of the things we do internally has helped us stay focused on blocking the noise out and focusing on ourselves to continue to grow. Because one thing we've learned over the years is you got to play your best ball late in November and December, and you can't play the best ball in August and September. You gotta work every week. And there's a lot of teams that in the beginning of the year aren't the best, but at the end of the year they are the best because they've grown every single week. And that's what we're focused on, is trying to be a ball club that makes tremendous growth from a week-to-week basis. So at the end of the year, we're there playing our best ball.
No, absolutely. And Chris, I think did you have something? I saw you looking.
Yeah. Last year you played Naples and you played Southwood Myers twice, and both of them are district games this year. How are you approaching the schedule this year, and what games are you looking forward to?
I'm a pretty bad interview because the old next game scenario, but I'm terrible for your business.
No, I love it though. I love it.
Just being honest with you, and I heard Kirby Smart once say, and I copied him. At practice is everything, and that's for us. People ask me all the time, like, hey, I know you're busy on Friday, and I said, no, I'm busy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday and Sunday, because practice is everything for us. So, the game is the most exciting part and the reward. And so we're a day-to-day operation, just to be flat honest with you. The amount of work we got to get done every day doesn't really allow us. We see through a straw. Somebody asked me something that happened in the world the other day, and I had no idea that it went on, because unless it comes across Huddle or through our Google Drive we work through, I don't know what's going on. So, that's our best approach, is that we feel is just focusing on ourselves every single day and letting Fridays take care of themselves. So there's not really a game. I know our fans, are excited about this one because Venice is a very good football team, and they've got a storied tradition. They're one of the original 5 schools in Southwest Florida, I believe. So they've got a huge alumni base. They've been very successful. Obviously, the Charlotte game is a game that our fans focus on as well. And for me, the Naples game is a big one, and Dunbar. I mean, for us, it's about trying to win championships, and we've got to go through some of those really good football teams in South and Dunbar and Naples. Every single team in our district last year made the playoffs, and I don't know if there's another district in the state that had that. So we're focused on Venice this week, and then next week we'll focus on Sebring, and eventually we'll get through the season. Hopefully, we get better each week.
No, absolutely, Coach. And boy, it's just exciting to watch what y'all have been doing down there at Port Charlotte. And of course, I know that when the rest of the schools are doing well down that way, it makes it for good football, and especially in Southwest Florida.
Absolutely, Lemon Bay's having a good year, and Charlotte's improved this year as well, and I think DeSoto's better too. So I think our region, is having a good year so far, and it's kind of cool. Charlotte County is a little old school. Sarasota County or Lee County and Sarasota County, they've got so many schools that there's sometimes not as big a following per team. But in Charlotte County, we've only got 3 schools, and it's kind of old school where the games are packed, and it's when we play Charlotte, a river divides us. It's old school football, like where the way it should be, in my opinion. So it's a pretty cool little niche of football down in Southwest Florida.
No, absolutely, Coach. And Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking your time out of your busy schedule, and I appreciate the wife again for allowing you to slip on for a few minutes and go celebrate our birthday with you and have fun, man.
I appreciate what y'all do for high school football. I really do. It's really awesome how professional this is and all the attention you bring to the game. So thank y'all. God bless y'all.
No, appreciate it. Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck this week at Venice. All right, that was head coach Jordan Ingman from Port Charlotte joining us here on the Southwest Florida edition of Blitz. And man, Port Charlotte again. We were looking at the stat lines here already. There's already several guys that are developing not just all state qualities, but they're going to be potentially for our first edition ever of the Southwest the Blitz Southwest Florida edition region team, because we're going to do region teams too with this. And Emory, yes, I know you. About your friend Curtis Williams, and it's so good, and I'm glad and I'm sure they'll go back and watch these comments and everything. We only have so much time trying to get everything in with the comments, but we got to take a break here, Chris. But any thoughts there after what Coach Ingman said?
Fortunately, they got a great program, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do this year. A great interview with Coach Ingman.
No, absolutely. All right. We're going to take a break here. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back and do the Blitz lines. I know we're doing it backwards here, but we didn't want to hold Coach Ingman up any longer, but we kind of on a few minutes late because of everything with the audio. But now we're all good. The bugs are worked out. We'll be right back right after this here on the Southwest Florida edition of the Blitz here with Josh Wilson and Christopher Like.
Box Out gives you the ability to create graphics at the speed of sports to highlight your athletic department, teams, and student athletes in seconds. Used and trusted by Notre Dame, Ohio State, UConn, Marquette, Georgetown, and many more of the top college brands in the country. If you want your school's brand to stand out through all the clutter, start your free demo at boxoutsports.com.
Touchdown! Juggled and caught!
I've been thinking about this for a long time. I thought, if that's out there, I want to make sure I see it and I get involved in it, because to me, this was music to my ears. I was blown away. When you look at today's kid, the millennium kid, they learn by being able to see it. If I can see it, there's a great chance that I can do it. First Down Playbook is a tool that can essentially change the way we teach the game.
All right, welcome back here to the Southwest Florida edition of the Blitz here on FloodHSFlorida.com and the FloodHSFlorida.com social media networks. Glad y'all are with us here as we enter week number 4 of the 2025 season. Hey, Nully is in the house. Good evening to you, Nully. I love everybody that is here. By the way, during the break, I know I pulled out the I pulled out the almonds. Oh, and by the way, these things are dangerous. These things are dangerous.
Good Lord.
The almonds. I brought the almonds. I brought the Oreos, and I brought the new prop. But anyways, let's get into the Blitz lines. You got the Doritos, so I mean, we're doing good here. I mean, we got our snacks, and I mean, we got our drinks. I mean, we're doing good, and this is the way we do it. We're here to have fun.
You know,
yeah. Corporate.
That sums up my day.
Ah! I got to give her a round of applause for that one, Chris.
That sums up my day.
Looking at back real quick on some of the stuff that we had here. How about this? St. Stephen's Episcopal Matador Academy out of the board just totally blows out St. Stephen's. Cypress Lake, how about this? Congratulations to Joey Menendez and his Cypress Lake Panthers. A big, huge win over the Fort Myers Green Wave. Oh my goodness! That when I saw that score, I was like, oh, I'm like, well, that calls for. Yes, he did. Yes, Emery. He teased me with the pizza and Skittles the last 2 weeks, and now you know what? I brought the almonds. Okay, I brought the Oreos, and yeah. Man. Venice took care of Bishop Road. That was, not as a high scoring affair as it was last year, as we mentioned that in the interview with Jordan Ingman, Chris. Venice, it seems like last year Venice was just, they were back and forth games where they were just putting up 40, 50 points a game. And we're not seeing that out of Venice yet there, but maybe.
Last year we couldn't figure out which Venice team was going to show up from one week to the next.
Yeah, and right now, I don't even know what Venice team is showing up this week. So, I mean, and by the way, yes, Mark Cannon, Sarasota 2-1. How about that? I'll give a round of applause on that one. By the way, okay, Naples and Immokalee, they're talking about the rivalry there, Chris, in that one, but Naples just totally handles Immokalee, and they go back towards the coast, and with that W last week, and for me, Naples, I mean, at this point, I'm just literally not surprised that Naples is going to dominate Collier County again.
Yeah, Naples, they've been pretty good for the last couple of weeks. And I think Naples, they're a team to really watch coming up in the next few weeks.
No, absolutely. And Manatee at Lowndes. Well, oh my gosh. Well, yeah, that.
I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah, I mean, we could have seen that coming, but man, 2 of your first 3 games, you have just totally been blowing. The doors have just totally been blowing off of you. When it's good quality competition, the doors are getting blown off of you. I have some doubts that Manatee is going to be one of these teams that makes the run to the state semifinals this year. Right now, based upon the first 3 games collectively, I've got a lot more questions than I do have answers on Manatee right now.
Yeah, Manatee, I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs.
I mean, I think they might win their district. They won their district, but I'm questioning if they're going to be, how far are they going to get this year? That's my question. I need to see some gelling. I need to see something in the nucleus for Manatee to be feeling confident that Jaquez Greens' group can go deep into the playoffs. Right now, I'm not seeing that right this second based upon everything that I have looked at. And how about this? Sarasota Riverview, 38-35 winner over Palmetto, barn burner right there. And we all took Palmetto, and well, yeah, that's... as I can say right now, Chris, all of us went 4-2 in our picks last week for Southwest Florida, so... There is the answer.
Not a bad showing.
No, not a bad showing at all. But I mean, out of everything so far, first three weeks, so obviously 4 weeks now. Obviously, if you count week 0 with the sunshine, I mean, so far, what's standing out to you here, Chris, in this, and what's kind of gotten you maybe questioning teams?
I'm still questioning. I'm still questioning Manatee. I still don't know what to make of them yet. Venice, they were kind of good, but are we really looking at the real Venice team here? I mean,
and that's a big question. I think, are we really looking at who truly Venice is right now? I don't think we are. I don't think Venice is gelled enough to the point where I say. I still think Venice can make the state championship game. That is if, Chris, they can get everything situated to the point that they're doing what they did last year. Obviously, they're back and forth, what they were like last year. Obviously, we don't know which Venice team's going to show up. Second half of the season, Venice just literally puts the gas pedal to the metal, and every other team that's in their way is just going to get boat raced and smoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm having the issues at with Venice. That's where, again, it's no offense to Venice. It's just, I really don't know who you are right now.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure that out myself, and I'm like, okay, what Venice team am I looking at here?
I mean,
it was the same point. We had the same conversation last year.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, we had the same conversation last year. The same goes with Manatee. I don't even know about, necessarily, I mean, Naples, I probably know a little bit better about. Booker, I'm wondering what kind of team Booker we got with. Right now, after losing to Auburn, Alabama in week 1, they have pulled off 2 straight. Okay. I think things are looking good for their Booker right now. I think, hey, you're able to pull off 2 really good wins. Yeah, I think so. And then I'm Port Charlotte. I think really there's a lot of consistency there. You heard it from Jordan Ingman. I think Port Charlotte definitely got a lot of consistency, a lot of, they just know what they're playing football. And of course, as Coach mentioned, they entered the season only with 8 games on the schedule, Chris. I mean, that's the crazy part. Now they're up to 10. They did put Lehigh on the schedule. Obviously, they're got some other teams here on the schedule, and I believe Sebring, I think, was the most recent addition, I want to say, to the schedule. I don't think Sebring was originally a part of the schedule for them.
And I the other team I'm looking at is Charlotte, and staying in the same dadgum district. I mean, you look at Charlotte, you don't know what to make of them either. And it's
Charlotte.
Really weird.
Yeah, Charlotte's sitting in that 5A district, and Port Charlotte's sitting in 4A. I mean, both. What's interesting is that there's a good chance that all 3 teams in Charlotte County can make the playoffs. And I gotta say this. Hold on. We got some comments in the chat here, Chris, that I'm gonna have to pull up and say here. But yeah, we're gonna. This is I have to play the. How about this? How about this? This one we gotta mention. Hold on one second. Yeah, hold on one second. Sorry. All right, so this was a Venice, Chris. This is what popped up on the news here on just yesterday, and Vinny Portel out of the Sarasota Herald Tribune reported this, and this is what's interesting, and I'm trying to pull up the tweet here. Okay, how about this? Quarterback Darian Jones transferred in last Friday for Chaminade Madonna, and is now going to be playing. He's eligible as soon as this Friday to play up at Port Charlotte. To play against the game against Port Charlotte for Venice. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Can you believe this? In the middle of the season, here we go.
I don't agree with kid transferring in the middle of the season and being automatically eligible to play, and that's just. Yeah. If you're in school, you should stay there for the entire semester.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree 100%. So I mean, it's just it's oh man. This is
not just a semester. I think the entire year. No. I mean, this is not college football. I mean.
Yeah, no, it really is. I mean, it really is. And by the way, people want to blame the FHA. The FHA's hands are tied. You can go talk to your state legislators, talk to your state representative, talk to your state senator, because they're the ones that put this in action over the years. So it's in state statutes, it's state law. The FHA can do nothing about it. Don't go after the FHA. I'm not. What I'm not doing here is giving. I'm not saying that I'm advocating for the FHA. What I'm saying is that let's look at the facts. The FHA, their hands are tied here. Their hands are tied because of state law. Okay, so
if the FHA had their way, this would not be happening. So.
No, because I have heard from too many people inside the building here at 1801 Northwest 80th Boulevard in Gainesville, Florida. I have heard too many people on that side of that building. They this is not what they want.
And I heard it. back during the state championship week, the Florida guys, they're envious of the Texas UIL. I mean, they're envious of that.
Yeah.
And the UIL in Texas, they have very strict transfer rules.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right, we got to roll along here, Chris. But how about this? A round of applause. By the way, that's for week 2, not week 1. I'll get. Let me go in and situate this real quick here. But Austin Hill, how about this, Chris? Our Southwest Florida Player of the Week for week number 2 for the Blitz Player of the Week. How about that?
Austin Hill, he did a fantastic job at Southwest Florida Christian this past weekend.
Yep, for week number 2. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, 15 to 25 passes, 341 yards, 4 touchdowns, also rushing. I mean, they really did a number on Palmetto Ridge.
Yeah, no, and Palmetto Ridge has been struggling, but anyways, we got to roll right through this because we've got our next show coming up here, so we're kind of a few minutes behind. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it here with the pick 6 for week number 4. And I don't have the graphics totally ready tonight. I'm sorry, guys. Just time got the best of me with everything, trying to get the forecast ran. The forecast is ready. With that said, we got several games up on the docket here. We have our 6 games here, Chris. And first off on our list for the games this week is Community School at Clearwater Calvary Christian. And boy, oh boy, this could be interesting here. Calvary Christian coming off a loss to Booker, but Community School Naples beat ING Academy Junior National last week. So that has vaulted them up a little bit in terms of their numbers. And that's a big win there for Community School.
Yeah. Of course, the lower level IMG schools, they're not really known for being that good, but yeah, Community School, I think going to be a good. They got a good test this week. I think they're still going to come out on top.
No, absolutely, and the win probability here has Community School sitting at 69% for the win. Calvary Christian 31%. Community School a 5-point favorite in this one. So, you said you were going to go which school again, Chris, on this one?
Community School.
Community School. All right. And with that said, I'm going to roll with CSN as well. I think Community School, they've got a good, nice little coaching staff over there. I think that they've got some ball players. It's good small school football, and especially in that 1A classification for CSN, going up against a 2A school, going up against ING Academy National, Junior National last week. I think that did a lot for them as well. So that is huge right there. All right. North Miami Beach at Charlotte here this week. That is our next game up on the pick 6 here. And Charlotte is a 17-point favorite here, giving the Terrapins a 93% chance of winning.
You know, kudos for North Miami Beach making the trip. They do it every year. But give me Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Charlotte as well. North Miami Beach, they love to schedule these road trips. They rather play more road games on the road. They get paid, they get money, whatever they get. They go on these road trips. It makes it easier on the scheduling in Miami-Dade County when they don't have to deal with this. So with that said, I'm going Charlotte as well. Reno's pick is Charlotte. By the way, Reno's pick was also Community School as well. So with that said, our third pick for the week is South Fort Myers versus Fort Myers. In this particular game, the forecast is 9 for Fort Myers. Fort Myers 9-point favorite over South Fort Myers, giving the Green Wave an 80% chance at winning.
It's going to be a lot closer than people think it is.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think Fort Myers is going to win this game outright by about a touchdown.
Yeah, usually when Sammy Sereni's teams usually get down, usually their backs get up against the wall, they get in some kind of situation, they usually find a way to win that next game. Give me the Fort Myers Green Wave here as we start seeing the picks coming in here. Mark Cannon going North Miami Beach. I see Fort Myers Green Wave as well. And on a lot of the picks here. So, yes, Nolly going Charlotte as well. So I see it here on the picks here as we roll around. And Chris Anderson said anything is going to South Fort Myers. So, ooh, interesting. Our fourth game is Buchholz at Manatee. And, boy, the computer does not like Manatee right now, Chris.
And I kind of agree with it. Buchholz, a much better team than Manatee, to be honest with you. But I think Buchholz is going to win this game, even traveling down the road.
Yeah, I think Buchholz is going to win this one. Also, they would like to have this one back a little bit because Manatee won last year. That game was played at Santa Fe after some situation. Remember we were dealing with hurricanes around this time last year. But by the way, that is the NHC forecast right now. 0%, no tropical development. How rare is that at this time of year? I'll tell you that right now. It is rare. I'll tell you, it's rare.
We had one last week, but it kind of went off the Atlantic.
It went out the door. It went out the door real quick. All right. So Reno's pick is Buchholz. I'm going Buchholz. I feel like Buchholz Buchholz is in a much better situation in terms of being a complete team right now. Being ready. And Emery Smith going Buchholz, Nolly going Buchholz. I'm interested to see what Mark Cannon's pick is going to be here as well here. So, but anyways, as we roll along here, our fifth pick is Naples at Booker. And this one I think is going to be awfully close, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I struggled with this one when you sent this over. I struggled with it for like 2 or 3 minutes. I'm like, okay, who am I going to pick here? But in the end, I think Booker is going to win this thing by maybe a field goal.
By the way, the forecast is Booker 1 over Naples, giving Booker a 55% chance of winning, Naples 45. This is how close it's going to be. And you know what? I would love to take Booker. But this is where Naples does sometimes their best work is on the road, and I am going to go with the Golden Eagles here and give it to me by a field goal. So that's how I'm looking at it. So I'm rolling with that one. And our sixth game for this week, Chris, is Port Charlotte and Venice. I know we talked about this one really big. Venice, 86% chance win probability, 86% in the win probability. Venice is a 12-point favorite over the Pirates.
You know, I love what Port Charlotte's done so far. They're undefeated, and props to Coach Ingman for doing what he's doing there. But Venice has had a much tougher schedule. They're much more prepared. So I got to go with Venice on this one.
No, I agree with you. I've got to go with Venice as well on this one as well. I think Venice is really going to be a real good it's going to be a real good game there at Powell Davis. But this could Port. Yeah, man. Oh man. The comment, the chat is fired away, and Mark Cannon says Port Charlotte, dadgummit. Emery Smith said he's going Port Charlotte. I guess Venice has an edge since they are home, but I'm picking Port Charlotte for the upset. So Nolly's going Venice, boy. And Mark Cannon says Buchholz. All right. We are about out of time here, Chris. Any final thoughts here as we wrap this up?
Yeah, lots of good games in Southwest Florida this week. Port Charlotte and Venice. I mean, you got Booker there, you got Buchholz and Manatee and everybody else. So,
no, absolutely.
Great schedule.
No, absolutely. Chris, all right. Appreciate you, my man, here. We're getting wrap up here. We're getting ready for our next show here, the Space and Treasure Coast edition of the Blitz here. We'll be right back here in just a couple of minutes here on FortHSFootball.com and the FortHSFootball.com social media networks. Appreciate everybody watching the Southwest Florida edition of the Blitz.